Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 3 satisfying high ground retakes that you guys should be learning. So these are new retakes that I've learned very recently, and I'm not going to lie, a few of these are pretty difficult to learn at first. They will take a little bit of time, but once you get it down, it's really not too bad. And before we get into the video, I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks. So if you guys want a chance to enter this giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys need to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will automatically be entered into my next giveaway. So if you guys want some free V-Bucks, make sure you guys do enter the giveaway. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so like I said in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 3 new high ground retakes that you guys should be learning, that you guys should be implementing into your creative builds. And the thing I really like about high ground retakes is they really do help you improve when it comes to building and editing. It helps you be a lot faster and a lot more efficient. So I do like practicing as many as I can in creative, usually once or twice a day. So these are 3 new retakes that I picked up pretty recently, and some of these are a little bit advanced, and one of them isn't really too difficult at all. It just takes a little bit of timing and a little bit of practice, but the other ones are a little bit difficult. So here is the first retake I'm going to be showing you guys, and this one's probably the hardest one of the 3, but also is probably one of my favorites. So I'm also going to be showing you guys slow motion of all of these as well, so you guys can really, I can really break it down and show you guys exactly how I do these, because it might look really complicated at first, but once I break it down, it will make a little bit more sense. So this one really has about 3 different parts. And for the first part, you place a cone, then you do a high ground retake out, and then from there you flip the ramp, place 2 more walls, and lastly you place a cone, and then you edit the cone, and then you ramp out. So those are the 3 parts of this retake. So I'm going to give you guys a slow motion and show you guys exactly how this is done. Alright, so here it is in slow motion, and the thing I really like about slow motion, at least for myself, I'm more of a visual learner, so when I see it slow motion, it makes a whole lot more sense and it makes it easier to learn. So as you can see, the first thing you do, you place a cone, then you place a ramp on top of that cone, a floor, and another ramp. Once you do that, you edit the floor, but then you also want to place a wall to the front and the side, so when you go to edit the stair, it doesn't break right away. You don't have to have both of the walls, but as long as you have one of the walls, you're gonna be straight. So you place one of the walls, you edit the ramp, it connects to one of the walls, and then from there you run up the ramp, you place a cone, you edit the cone, you also place another 2 walls so the cone doesn't break, and then you ramp up from there. And so here it is one more time, and like I said, this is probably one of the hardest ones I've learned in a while, just because there's so many parts and you have to do it just right. So this one will take a little bit of time to learn, but honestly it is very cool, and once you pull it off, it is pretty flashy and it just looks very good as well. So there's quite a bit of parts to it. You place the cone, you place the ramps, the floor, and then you place walls to the side, so when you edit the stair, as I'm editing right now, it doesn't break. So I edit the stair, and once I do that, then I edit the cone, and once I edit the cone, then I place 2 more walls so that the cone connects to that and it doesn't break. Then I reset the cone and then edit again. And if you wanted to, you could honestly just flip the cone without having to hit the reset, but honestly it looks easier, it looks a little bit more flashy when you reset the cone and then you edit again. So this is the first retake. Like I said, probably going to be one of the hardest ones to learn, at least one of the hardest ones that I've learned recently. So we'll take a little bit of time, but once you get it down, it is very satisfying and very cool to do. Alright, so here's the second one. This one's much easier than the first one, and this is what I haven't really started doing until recently. I've seen it done, I guess, a little bit, but I really never, because there's a lot of things you can do off of this retake, but I really never got the chance to learn it, never really took the chance to really get it down, but I kind of figured it out, and it's pretty simple to do once you just understand the movement and the timing of everything. And also, kind of like the first one, where after you edit the ramp, you have to place cones so that the ramp doesn't break. So a little bit similarity to the first one in that aspect, but either way still is much easier than the first one. So here it is in slow motion, and when you're ramping up, all you'd want to do is, as you're ramping the ramp that you have above you, you want to flip it to the side. But as you flip it to the side, you want to very quickly place walls to connect so that you connect the ramp. Otherwise, it's going to break. So after you edit, or immediately after you edit that ramp that's directly above you, you want to place walls to connect it so it doesn't break. And that's probably one of the biggest issues I had, was the ramp continuously broke. And one thing that I've done that has made all the difference and really was a game changer when I was learning this is I always had the map out the entire time, because when I try to have it with my pickaxe and for whatever reason it would break every time, I wasn't able to get my walls up fast enough. So the best solution to that was going to be always having my map out, or the blueprint, so that when I'm going for the walls after I edit, then it's not a problem. I can place them right away and continue to ramp up. And so that was really the biggest tip I can give you guys when it comes to doing this. It makes it 10 times easier, because I was messing it up all the time before when I had my pickaxe out. But as soon as I just had the map out the entire time, it saved me from clicking 2 extra buttons to pull my map, or have my pickaxe out, and then trying to place the walls without having it break. So the easiest way to do it, I feel like the edit is the easiest part. The hardest part is just making sure that the ramp doesn't break. So as long as you're very, very quick with this, once you get the timing down and the rhythm of it, it is very simple to do. Won't take very long. This is definitely the easiest one here that I'm showing you. So this one really is pretty satisfying, because it's not too difficult to do and you can pull it off pretty easily. So I'd give this one a try. This would probably be the first one of all the retakes in this video. I would learn this one first, because like I said, it is the easiest. And so going into the third and final retake, this one is a little bit similar to the first in the way that you start, but instead of going into the extra, when you flip the ramp and edit the cone, this one you just continue to do the same movement up and up. And this one, honestly, of all the three, even though the first one I would say is the most difficult, for whatever reason, this one took me the longest. I kept messing up the timing. And once I got the timing down, once I got the movement, that's when I started doing this very consistently and also very easily, because before I had so many issues. I was just misplacing things. I wasn't editing fast enough. Everything was just really, really sloppy. So there was a couple takeaways to when I was doing this that I can give you a few tips that I used myself to really help me do this a lot more consistently than before. Because like I said, this is the one for whatever reason took me the longest to get down. I kept messing it up and I really couldn't figure out why. But there was a few things that I did that really helped me out and allowed me to do this very consistently after I learned these few things. So here I have it in slow motion, and when I'm doing it in slow motion, the one thing that I kept messing up is I wasn't placing the cones right. So when you are placing the cones, so after you ramp out, so you place the cone, you place the ramp, you place the floor, you place the other ramp. Once you do that, you have to have the perfect, I wouldn't say perfect, you have to have a very good angle to place the next cone. That's the one thing I kept messing up, is when I was doing it, I wasn't getting that cone off after I went for the edit on that floor. That's the one thing I kept messing up. In order to, I guess, have a better chance of doing this very easily and consistently, you have to be at a certain part of the ramp in order to place it, because even if you look straight up, if you're at the wrong part of the ramp, then it's going to mess you up and you're not going to be able to get that cone off. And if you get the cone off, you're going to mess up everything else, because the floors aren't going to connect, just everything isn't going to fall into place. So with this one, the timing and the movement, so movement as in where you're standing when you place all of the structures, is going to be huge, because as soon as I edit, you really want to be on that far left side. And once you place that cone, and if you feel like you're messing it up and you're not being very consistent with it, I would just try to do it as slow, like very, very slowly at first, making sure that you're getting off the cones over and over again, because like I said, the hardest part of this is just getting the cones right. Because if you place the cones, the other part of this isn't very difficult, because then you just hold LT and then you press RB, and that's for those guys who play on Xbox. If you play on PC, obviously it just be on your keybinds. But as far as the ramps and floor, that's the easy part. The hardest part is making sure that you have the cone off. But all in all, this is probably one of my favorite retakes. The first one I think I like a little bit better. It's a little bit more flashy, but this one took me quite a bit to learn. And once I got the movement and timing down of all the placements, all the edits, it really wasn't a big deal. I really do like this retake. I've seen quite a bit of people do it, so I wanted to make videos on these 3 retakes, because these are 3 new ones I have not yet shown before. And the first one and the last one are going to be my favorite. The second one's pretty easy, but it's just something that I haven't really explained yet, and I also haven't put it into my builds or edits yet, so I really wanted to show that one. But anyways, that's wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked it. Make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.